What's going on, everyone, and welcome back to the Dion Training channel. And in this video we're going to be going over the very famous CIA Triad. Now, if you're new to cybersecurity, you might have not heard of this before, but if you've been around cybersecurity for a while, you must already know what the CIA Triad is. Now, in this video we're going to be going over the CIA Triad, giving you some examples, just running it down for everyone who needs to understand it. Let's dive right into the video. Do you ever wonder how cybersecurity experts all around the world protect our emails, banking accounts, and even our Instagram photos, for example? They use this concept called the CIA Triad. And no, we're not talking about the dangerous three-letter agency that we all know about.
Sir, the CIA sent this over.
We're talking about a concept that goes over three topics. The CIA Triad stands for the Confidentiality, Integrity, and Availability Triad. So let's go over and cut them down piece to piece and discuss each of them in detail. Alright, the first letter, which is the letter C, stands for confidentiality. Now, from the word confidentiality, meaning if something is a secret, we need to keep it that way. For example, if you work at a company that deals with a lot of users who buy stuff from your company using their credit card information, we need to keep that credit card information confidential, because we don't want anyone else snooping in and taking this information and using it for ill intent. So that's the meaning of keeping something confidential. Imagine you're whispering a secret to a friend into his ear. Confidentiality means making sure that only your friend who's supposed to hear the secret actually hears it. In the cyber world, confidentiality is all about keeping information private from people who are not supposed to access it. Passwords, credit card information, social security numbers, you name it. Anything that is supposed to be secret must be kept that way. For example, cybersecurity experts use something like encryption, which takes your data, turns it into a weird mush of letters and information, and scrambles it all around into a secret code that hackers can't really understand unless they have the decryption key.
The vaults are accessed by two things: a key code and a completely unfakeable retinal scan.
So it's like speaking a secret language with your friends in middle school so the teachers and other students can't really understand you. This is one of the ways that cybersecurity experts actually apply confidentiality. Another way of applying confidentiality is the physical safety of the devices. Have you ever worked at a company and your laptop was locked to a cable that is attached to the desk that you're working on? This is a way of keeping confidentiality, so nobody can walk into the office, just take one of the laptops, put it in his bag, and go out. These physical limitations actually keep the devices safe and keep confidentiality at a maximum. A final example, when a social media platform has millions of passwords leaked, they hadn't encrypted their data properly, and so they put their confidentiality at risk, making it easy for hackers to snoop into other people's info.
You had one job.
That's why confidentiality is so important, because we don't want anyone looking at our secrets. And just a little fun fact, did you know that every single message you send on any of the top messaging platforms like WhatsApp or iMessage is end-to-end encrypted? That means that not even the developer of the application can actually snoop into your messages. Hopefully, of course. Next up, the I, which stands for integrity. Integrity simply means that your information stays trustworthy and accurate without any changes. Now, we're not actually talking about the specific content that is in your information, objectively discussing if the information you provided is correct or wrong. For example, saying that the ant is the biggest animal in the world. It only means that your data should be kept unchanged from the last authorized change. For example, if you send one of your friends a message that says meet me at 5, and then this message is changed through God knows what happened to meet me at 3, that means the integrity of this message has been tampered with, which means that it is no longer accurate or trustworthy, because you're gonna go meet your friend at 3, but he's not gonna come until it's 5.
I've been waiting for you, Hogan.
Cybersecurity generally, and the integrity part specifically, ensures that your data stays accurate and unchanged. Antivirus softwares, firewalls, all act like bodyguards for your data, keeping the bad guys out and your information exactly how you left it. Think hospitals, for example. Imagine if someone could tamper around with the integrity of patient records. Any small change here and there could actually lead to very dangerous consequences. People might even lose their lives, which is something crazy when I think about it. And another example for the financially adept, tampering with integrity means even adding a zero to a bank account. Now, let's imagine you have $10,000 in your bank account. A hacker comes in and removes one of those zeros, and now you only have $1,000. That would be devastating, and that's why integrity is so crucial, and we always need to make sure to keep integrity in our networks and systems. Finally, we have the A from the CIA Triad. The A stands for availability. Now, availability means that the systems and information we own should be available for us to access them when we want to access them. That means we can't have delays or outages. We should always have the information and the systems at hand when we need them, because you never know when you might need this information.
We need reliable intelligence and we need it now.
For example, let's imagine that the network for 911 calls goes down and it's no longer available. Do you imagine that crisis that this would lead to? A lot of dangerous things could happen and a lot of accidents and incidents would not be avoided. That's why availability is important. Another example is Netflix and Disney Plus and Amazon Prime. All these platforms are very dependent on availability, because if you turn on your TV and you go to Netflix and you can't really watch the newest episode from your favorite series because their servers are down, that's going to be a huge problem for Netflix and it's going to hurt their reputation. So availability is also very important on the commercial aspect of cybersecurity. A famous example of that would be what happened 2 weeks ago when hackers took down the PlayStation network, rendering players unable to use their subscriptions or play online for almost a day. Now, I was personally affected by this because I'm a huge fan of a lot of PS5 games. I felt really bad at the time because I didn't have a lot of free time and I really wanted to play at that time, but their servers were down. Now, of course, PlayStation had to come back and gave everyone an extra 5 days on their PlayStation Plus subscription to make up for what happened, just so that they wouldn't lose all those users. Can you see what damages to your availability can lead up to? It will cost you money, it will cost you users, it will cost you your safety, and it will cost you your hard-earned reputation. And that's why lots of the other giants like Amazon and Google have hundreds of backup servers just in case something happens. They can't leave it to chance, because imagine if Google went down. That would be something, wouldn't it? So, to quickly recap the video, the CIA Triad stands for C, confidentiality, which is keeping things secret, I, integrity, which is keeping things accurate and trustworthy, and A, availability, which means keeping things available and on hand when we need them. This simple model is used all over the world by cybersecurity professionals in order to keep our networks and systems safe. Now you understand everything you need to know about it, and you're ready if someone ever asks you about the CIA Triad.
Now, if trouble wants me, I'm ready for it.
Alright guys, thanks for hanging out with me today, and if you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button, subscribe, means a lot to me, and I get to keep my job. If you want to learn more about IT and cybersecurity, you can head on to deontraining.com, check out our course options. You'll find a lot of courses that you might like if you are an IT or cybersecurity professional. Now let me know down in the comments if you have any ideas or topics that you want me to discuss, and I'll see you on the next one.